Over the years, the C Club has brought back classic Cortland teams for reunions. Back in 2000, one of the teams we brought back was the 1980 women's soccer team. And then that team was also part of a reunion we had last year. We had a bigger women's soccer reunion. We brought that team back as well. And I think the main reason we keep bringing that team back here is just so I can say the following words, which I don't get to say a whole lot. So here we go again. Cortland 5, UCLA 1. That, as many of you know by now, is the final score of the first ever National Collegiate Women's Soccer Championship game held in Colorado Springs in 1980. If I want to be more precise, I can say the following. Heather Brendel 2, UCLA 1. That's Heather personally outscored UCLA that day, was the most valuable offensive player of the tournament. And then Coach Anna Rush and her team got back in their vans and drove back to Cortland. Yes, they took vans to Colorado for the national championship and back. So any one of our student athletes complaining about that bus ride to Plattsburgh, you have some people here who have an issue with you on that. In 3 years at Cortland, Heather scored 64 goals, which is still a school record. She helped Cortland defeat not only UCLA, but among others, Syracuse, Penn State, Connecticut, Princeton, Harvard, Colorado State, George Washington, there's a bunch of them. All victims of those teams. Heather then coached as a graduate assistant here at Cortland for 2 years, then went on to be head coach at Boston U for a couple of years. But her successes didn't stop on the soccer pitch. She has taught physical education and coached in the West Irondequoit School District since 1985. 2004, she was named Teacher of the Year by the Central Western Zone of New York State Association of Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance. That's a lot of words. I'm just going to say that one more time. In 1993, she received the West Irondequoit School District Excellence in Education Award. Great career, both again professionally and here as an athlete at Cortland. I present to you for induction to the SUNY Cortland C Club Hall of Fame, Heather Brendel Evans, class of 1981.
I too would like to thank the board members of C Club for honoring me with the induction to the C Club Hall of Fame, and also extend my congratulations to the other inductees this year. I feel like I have always been one of the lucky ones. My life has been filled with a lot of firsts. I was very fortunate to be a beneficiary of Title IX. For the students who are here, Title IX is something that you have heard about or studied. For me, it was something that had a huge impact on the course of my life. Title IX went into effect in 1972, and in the fall of 1973, my high school in Spencerport, New York, fielded its first girls varsity soccer team. 1973 was the first year that Section 5 hosted a sectional tournament for girls soccer. Our Spencerport team made history that year by winning the Section 5 soccer championship. I went to Springfield College for a year, shouldn't admit that out loud, and decided to transfer to Cortland my sophomore year as I heard that it was going to be the first year for the women's varsity soccer program. What a great decision that was for me. Some of the greatest lessons I learned in life happened in the classrooms and fields on this campus. While I enjoyed my sophomore and junior seasons of soccer, it is without a doubt that my senior year was the most exciting. We got off to a slow start as a team. We were seeded last in the regional tournament and found a way to win the whole thing. We heard a rumor that some guy out in Colorado was trying to put together a national tournament. Coach Rush called us in one day, and much to our surprise, we were going to Colorado. While every other team in the tournament flew to Colorado, we didn't care much that we had to drive straight through in those school vans. The rest is history with our winning the first ever women's soccer national championship. While it wasn't sanctioned by any official organization, it meant the world to us that we had created history. When I reflect back on all that happened, it confirms my feeling of definitely being one of the lucky ones. I am grateful for the education I received while at SUNY Cortland. All I ever wanted to do in life was to be an elementary physical education teacher. This college prepared me to allow that dream to come true. I have been so lucky to work in the wonderful school district of West Arundecoit in Rochester, New York for the past 28 years. I continue to coach soccer at the modified level as I feel it is a way for me to give back to the sport that has given me so much, just like Mr. Zorn said. I'm very lucky to have had the support I've had from my family. My parents told me at a very young age that I could be anything that I wanted to be. They supported me by attending my games, putting me through college, and continue to support me today. I guess I'm grateful to them that they insisted I go to college rather than travel cross country on a motorcycle. My children have continued to support me in many ways, especially understanding that I might have had to miss some of their events so that I could continue to coach. Who knew that when I took coaching courses on this campus, that the greatest reward someday would be to coach my own children. I also am thankful the support of my partner who has lived and understands the demands of the coaching life. Thank you for this great honor. I have always been proud to be a Red Dragon. Thank you.